Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So we're doing another walk and talk advice video where we have a walk around Central Marina Mall in North Pattaya on Second Road. So today we're going to be talking about meeting girls online on online dating apps. But we're not talking about freelancers like Retire Friendly. We're not talking about short-term relationships. We're talking more slightly serious relationships, uh, just like trying to find a girlfriend on sites, for example, like Cupid or Tinder. Now, I'm talking about guys who are looking for a girlfriend, which a lot of you guys are doing, and a lot of Thai girls will oblige and become a girlfriend online, even though they've never actually met in the flesh. Now, I've chatted with my hairdresser friend about this, and she laughs and says so many of her customers have online relationships, boyfriends, or whatever you want to call them, but they've never met them. They just started chatting to each other on some dating app, and now the girls think it's a big laugh because they have three or four or more of these guys who are contacting them regularly, every day, every 2 days or something, to have a chat because she will occasionally ask for money. That's the reason why she continues doing this. So the only benefit really for the girl is that occasionally she'll have a trip to Western Union. But the guy doesn't realize he's one of half a dozen or more and actually thinks he has a relationship. Now, the reason he thinks this is because the site was a proper dating site, like Tinder, for example, not Thai-friendly freelancer app. So he's thinking he has a girlfriend. And on the app, the girl says she's looking for a long-time serious relationship. Now, when I was talking to my hairdresser friend, she said that she has three regular customers of hers who have an online chatting relationship with two or three guys for over a year. And these guys keep saying, "Oh yes, I'm coming, I'm coming." And the girl says, "Oh, I'm waiting for you, baby." Of course, she's giving the same story to all of the other guys that she's chatting to online. Now, in many cases, a guy is pre-retirement and still working and would have to get vacation time and save up money to be able to come. And many of these guys have never ever even been outside their own country, especially Americans, and even don't have a passport. When they're actually doing this, it's dreaming. It's as simple as that. They're just dreaming that one day they'll break free from the daily grind. It's a fantasy. And it's just to try to make a good high point in the day. It's not real. And this doesn't do any damage to anyone if the girl has three or four online boyfriends and occasionally she gets some money from some of these guys. I'm talking about small amounts of money, just a few dollars here and there, not hundreds, just small amounts. Doesn't do any harm. The guy has his fantasy and the girl is making a bit of money. So it's absolutely fine. It's pointless, but it's fine. It doesn't do any harm if the girl has many boyfriends. Now, if the girl is not a working girl, if she's genuinely looking for a foreign boyfriend and has a proper job, and she's thinking this guy is coming to see her, then it's a problem. Because if she's a genuine person, which some of them are, she's waiting for him. Then it's a waste of her time. That's not fair. And this dreamer, this guy is saying he wants to come but has obligations to his children from a previous marriage, or he has to look after his aging parents or something, so he can't move there yet, and still has some time to go before he can retire. But he'll try and get some vacation time and try and get over to see her and try and try. All this is fantasy. It's just wasting everybody's time. In my opinion, the way you use these dating sites is not a few months before you go or something like that and chat for 6 months or maybe even a year pointlessly. The way to use them is to wait until maybe a month before you actually go, when you've already booked your flight and everything, and you're going to Thailand. You know you're going. Then you can start to use the dating sites, but not before. It's pointless. And remember, there are really two basic types of dating apps. The ones like Thai Friendly, which is like, I'll see you in an hour, that type of short-time freelance app. And then there's the other type. But the short-time is exclusive for when you're actually here, only, absolutely when you're here. Don't even think about using Thai Friendly if you're still in your own country. And then the other type is, as I said, Tinder or Thai Cupid, where you could find it's possible to find a proper girlfriend. They're two completely different types of dating app. Now, if you've been chatting to a girl for a while, then what will happen is when you say, oh, I'm coming, I arrived such and such a day at the airport and such a time, and she'll be there because she wants to make damn sure you don't get a chance to meet any other Thai girl. You're her property, yeah? And she doesn't want to lose any of your money. Now, if you compare that to if you'd arrived completely alone, not having done any of this dating app business, you have a massive choice of girls. Huge choice when you come to Pattaya. You're not stuck with one girl that you've been talking to, which you randomly came across on the internet. In my opinion, that's the way to go, you know. I would never, ever consider doing it the other way, having done it once before. When I very, very, very first came here many, many years ago, I made that mistake, and I wouldn't do it again. I'm trying to tell you guys not to do it, because I've learned from it, okay? Now, sometimes you hear some guy saying he has a girlfriend in Thailand, and he speaks to her every day, but he's never actually been, and they've never actually met in person, which happens in many cases. Then it's not a girlfriend. It cannot be. It's not a real relationship. It's a connection at the most. They have feelings for each other to a degree, yes, but that's all. It's not really a girlfriend. Some guys seem to think it is, but it's just a glorified pen pal, as they used to call them years and years before the internet. I remember when I was 17, the French class at school arranged pen pals with a school in Paris in France. And I got this girl named Marie. And we used to write to each other from being 17, and we wrote to each other for 2 years until I was 19. And my father bought me a Triumph Bonneville motorcycle, and I took a trip down to Paris, crossed the channel on the ferry, and met her for the very first time. And then we went down and had 2 weeks holiday in Provence in the south of France. Then we went back again and took her back to Paris, and then I came home to England. Now, all of that, but still, she wasn't really a girlfriend. At the end of the day, she was just a pen pal, or, to put it another way, two 19-year-olds having a ball together. You could put it like that. But until you spend a good amount of time together in the flesh, be together, then you don't know what this person is really like. under different conditions. You just are on the honeymoon period all the time. I mean, if you're on the internet for an hour, you don't really know what that person is like under normal circumstances. When they're worried, when they're stressed, how easily they get angry, how easily they're irritated. You don't know anything like that just chatting online, because the only way to find out is to meet them in person. Then you can call them your girlfriend. But you can't do it just chatting online when everyone's on their best behavior, you know? Talking about knowing someone, I have a subscriber, and we're having a chat together, and he told me a funny story. Before he came to Thailand, he was chatting for 6 months to a girl online, a little small, pretty girl, and he really liked her. Anyway, he came to Thailand in the end, and she met him at the airport. And they got into the taxi and got to his hotel, and they started kissing and cuddling. That's when he discovered this pretty little small girl was actually a ladyboy. It can happen. I've met them like that, and I was fooled. I have met them where they're so small and tiny you absolutely cannot tell. And I'm experienced, and I was fooled. So that can happen, okay? I think this really illustrates the point quite well, that you really don't know someone until you've met them in person. And of course, lastly, there's the freelancers who are pretending to be regular girls and pretending to look for real boyfriends. But once they've made contact and got to know you a little bit and chatted online and pretending that they're a regular girl, and then they start with the financial problems, like they can't pay the rent or something like that. And there are so many excuses that they can use to get the Western Union gravy train going, you know? Use dating apps the way they were meant to be used, here and now, when you're here, when you're actually in Thailand, or maybe a few days before you actually come and arrive. And then you start to use dating apps. Don't waste your time having months and months of chatting and pent-up anticipation and thinking about this girl, how she sounds wonderful, and all of that nonsense. Just chill, okay? Just chill and wait until you're actually just about to get on the plane almost, maybe a few days before. Then start with the dating apps. And then when you meet them, you go for lunch. If they're not your type, you've lost a few baht on lunch and an hour of your time. Nothing at all. What do you think? Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching the having a look around the Central Marina, and I shall see you on the next video. And please don't forget to subscribe, as our little friend said. And please look at Patreon. It's really, really good at getting better and better. There's so much stuff on Patreon now, especially if you go back a little bit. Brilliant. Okay, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you on the next video.